Hello everybody, my name is Miraj Thomas. I am from Career Launcher Pune. Today we will be talking about one of the most lucrative and promising career options among children and parents, that is law. But before we start about, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Career Launcher Pune, and don't forget to hit the bell button so that you get all the notifications about our new videos which have been uploaded. When we talk about law as a career option, the first word which comes to people's mind is CLAT. CLAT, it's nothing but Common Law Admission Test. Now with CLAT, you can get admission into the top law colleges in India, but they're called as NLUs. Now what are NLUs? Like we have IITs and NITs for engineering colleges, which are the top colleges for engineering. We have IIMs for management colleges, which are again one of the best colleges for management. In a similar manner, we have NLUs, which are nothing but national law universities, which are said to be the top colleges for law. Now in India, we have 22 law universities or law colleges, out of which CLAT will help you to get admission into 21 of them. Why 21 only? Because out of the 22, one of them is NLU Delhi. For NLU Delhi, you have a separate examination altogether, which is INET, which is All India Law Entrance Test. Now that one examination will get to NLU Delhi directly. Apart from that, you can get admission into all the other 21 law universities with the help of CLAT examination. Now, which are the top NLUs in ranking? Then probably it would be NLU Bangalore, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Jodhpur, Bhopal, Gandhinagar, Mumbai, Cuttack, and so on. Now, are these the only universities or colleges where you can study law? Then the answer is again no. You still have private universities also. For example, Symbiosis Pune is said to be one of the best private universities among all of them. For that, you need to write an examination called as SLAT, which is nothing but Symbiosis Law Admission Test. Apart from that, you also have few other private universities, for example, Jindal, UPES Dehradun, Amity, etc. For that, there is an examination called as LSAT, which is also governed by LSAC, the US Council. And along with the same, you also have few other colleges in Pune itself and remaining part of Maharashtra. For example, ILS is there in Pune. You have GLC in Mumbai. For such government colleges, you can also write an examination called as MHCET Law. Now with these examinations, you will be eligible to participate or to take part into a 5-year integrated program. Now what does the 5-year integrated program mean? Because earlier, after graduation is what you were allowed to take LLB, which is said to be the old law. That means 3 years of your graduation and then 3 years of your LLB, which makes it 6 years. But with the new law pattern, you can actually take your law degree in 5 years. That is first 3 years of your graduation and then the remaining 2 years of your LLB. So within 5 years, you get a dual degree of your graduation and an LLB degree. But the question again comes up, am I going to study for all of these examinations separately? Then the answer is no. Because when you see the examination pattern, all of them have a similar examination pattern. However, the toughest one is CLAT. And why do we call it as toughest one? Because CLAT, it has 200 marks with 200 questions in it, which is actually not the tougher part of it. The one which makes it more tougher is 200 questions is something which need to be answered in 120 minutes. That means you don't even have a minute to answer one question. You probably have here about 36 to 37 seconds to answer the question. Probably you need almost 10-15 seconds to read a question and probably another 10-15 seconds to answer the question. That is the challenging part of it. The cherry on the top would be, for every correct question you get 1 mark. For every wrong answer, you have a negative marking of minus 2.5. That means 1/4 of negative marking is also there. Now, though it makes it a little tougher region, the other examinations like Symbiosis, it doesn't have negative marking. It is 150 marks paper with 150 minutes to solve it. However, ILET, it is again 150 marks paper, but you need to solve that in 90 minutes. Now, let me talk about some part of the syllabus of CLAT. We have many of the children who are slightly mathophobians and they run away from maths. Now all of these papers you have maths as a section, but need not worry about the same. If you see, there are 5 sections in CLAT. Your first section, probably legal section, which has 50 questions. You have GK and current affairs, which has another 50 questions. You have logical reasoning with 40 questions, English with 40 questions, and finally maths with 20 questions. Now let me rephrase it again. Maths 20 questions out of 200, which is nothing other than 10% of the overall. Even with the same fact, if you see the syllabus of the entire paper, the questions which have been asked is completely based on elementary level. For example, in quant, the questions which come is nothing but percentage, profit loss, simple interest, compound interest, time, speed, distance, ratio, proportion, variation, number systems. These are questions which you have already attempted, or these are topics which you have already solved and learned till your 10th standard. A little bit more than that, you have slightly bit of algebra and geometry to it. And permutation and combination, this is something which comprises the entire quant section. You look at logical reasoning, so again that is divided into two parts, analytical reasoning and verbal reasoning. So in your analytical reasoning, you still have puzzles, decoding, coding, blood relations, direction sense, number series, letter series, arrangements, clocks, calendars. This becomes a part of your analytical reasoning. Verbal section, you again have statement assumptions, strong and weak arguments, statement conclusions, assertions, inferences. These are something which are there in your verbal logic section. Now English is an area which has been always one of the favorite for most of the law aspirants. Now this section consists of again 3 parts to it. You have your vocabulary, your grammar and reading comprehension sections. And like I said, this is one of the area which students most of the time find it pretty easy to crack it out. The two major sections, which is legal and GK, both comprising of 50 questions each. Now legal, again it gets divided into 2 parts. You have legal reasoning, which comprises of near about 35 to 40 questions, and you have legal knowledge, which is near about 15 or 10 to 15 odd questions. Now legal reasoning would be again an area where they would be checking the reasoning ability of an aspirant, how well are you able to reason law, and topics which are mostly asked into that would be near about contracts, constitutions, torts, criminal law, family law, etc. And when you talk about the legal knowledge, that would be some part of the legal GK and legal update which they will ask you into. Now finally we come down to a stage which is GK. Now again GK, that is again divided into 2 parts. You have static GK and you have current affairs into it. Majority questions actually come from the current affairs section. Current affairs would be again 6 to 8 months of current affairs. To be on a safer side, I would suggest 1 year of current affairs is something which you should be looking forward for. And on the other side, you have static GK, which can comprise of geography, polity, economics, awards, literature, some bit of science, sports, etc. would be some areas which you need to look forward for. Now, if you see altogether the 5 sections, the syllabus is not that great and not that big. That's a doable section. And I am aware about the same fact that 12th standard is where you would be at the moment. So you have the pressure of your 12th standard. Along with the same part, you also have to take care of your entrance exams too. So when you see, if you study these sections, you are catering to all the entrance examinations which we just talked about in some while. Maybe in the next video, we'll be talking about how we can solve and practice these topics individually in a span of 1 year or 2 years, or probably for that matter even in 30 days time. Thank you.